I guess I might as well give the honorable mention list really quick, and yeah, as far as how to determine that, I mean, there's really only a handful of other episodes from this season that I thought were anything better than decent enough, so I'll just list them all. Slice of Life. Okay, maybe it grew on me a little, because actually I almost bumped Cutie Remark off the list in favor of this one, but I ended up deciding that Cutie Remark was maybe a little more entertaining and definitely a little more coherent, because there was at least a thread in Cutie Remark connecting all of the scenes and pulling us from one to the next. And this one, like I said, was a little more unfocused, a little more jumbled. Some of the scenes, like I said, just stopped and then abruptly jumped to something else, and then just kind of resolved whatever the problem was off screen. So, okay, it's hard. You don't really get as into this one, or at least I didn't, but it's still a fun and very enthusiastic piece of novelty. It did some very nice work with a lot of the characters, and yeah, definitely a nice addition to the season. Blooming Loom. Now, I do think this is the weakest of the three Crusader Nightmare episodes because there's really nothing driving the narrative besides the mystery of what is all of this random dream stuff leading to. But it's still a good episode. I think it asks some of the questions that did need to be asked about the Crusaders, and it came up with a satisfying resolution to them. And plus it managed to be entertaining, so yeah, hard to go wrong there. Rarity Investigates. Now, I did say that I thought this episode ran out of new things to do before it was done, but I did not say that what it did wasn't still good. I do think it got some special mileage out of exploring the relationship between Rarity and Rainbow Dash for pretty much the first time within the group, and out of the noir parody. I think it got some special mileage out of that too. I think it was a fun idea. I definitely think it had its moments, but still I was only so entertained. I feel like they definitely could have done a lot more with it, really sunk their teeth into it a lot more. I kind of felt like what happened was they thought of the idea and then they pretty much just let the episode write itself, and maybe just got caught up more in how to structure the mystery and everything like that. I mean, just imagine what they really could have done with this episode. Like if it had had the same treatment as Make New Friends But Keep Discord, for example, just like reveling in the possibilities. Like what noir parody? Imagine if we'd had so dramatic standoffs with lots of pointing and lots of dark shadows cast and chase scenes and close calls, oh so close, and then Rarity is on the verge of a revelation, definitely figuring it out now, so caught up in the moment, and then Rainbow Dash totally kills the tone by doing something only Rainbow Dash would do. And then Rarity just keeps going anyway without missing a beat. Just like, see, imagine how much fun they could have had with this. Instead, we get stuff like Rainbow Dash was getting antsy, but I had all my ducks in a row. And then, there are ducks! And then throw in a lightning flash, and it totally still counts as a noir parody. I mean, yeah, I think it definitely just started repeating more or less the same shtick before it was done, so okay, I think it could have and probably should have been a lot more fun than it was, but I mean, still there was effort put into this one. There was creativity, and I think it paid off. The Hoofields and the Colts. Honestly, I thought this episode was just fun. I mean, I guess they did a solid enough job on the plot, that age-old story about how nobody ever thinks they threw the first punch, but everyone wants to throw the last one. I mean, that's still as true now as it ever was, and I thought they did a solid enough job structuring it and moving it from point to point, so okay, that was fine, but like Make New Friends But Keep Discord, I feel like the real appeal here was just how much they sunk their teeth into every scene and how much fun they had with each moment. And I mean, it's not nearly as good as that episode, don't get me wrong, but it is still good. I think there was more than a little to appreciate here. Like, we got, new spells, and I don't think we'd gotten any of those for a while, like Twilight's voice thing, that was pretty creative. We got callbacks to old spells and more detail on how they work, so I did appreciate that. And we got a lot of cute character moments, especially from Fluttershy. There were a few moments in particular I thought she really shined, and then just a few pretty funny gags too. I mean, I was honestly having fun with this episode from start to finish, and not every episode managed that, so I do feel like it deserves praise.